Can anybody hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me now. Jennifer, Omana, I can see your comments. Please let me know if you can hear me now. Oh, Phillips, you can hear me now. Good. I don't know what happened to the audio. I guess it's because can you still hear me? All right, so let's roll. I'm going to be showing you my screen and showing you myself. It looks like that's the only way you can hear me. So back to what we're talking about. Great, great. You can change the themes. So you might want to play around with the themes of your design. Just try to play around with the themes. I've played around with mine. Now that is all. If I don't want any of these themes, I'll just come to this place and I'll remove the themes. I'll probably go for no themes. And go back to the basic stuff. All right, this is where we are. Let me see who is still following. Okay. So now the next thing, I've talked about the design and what you can do. You can change some of these themes in the design. The next thing is animation. Now let me make this bold by highlighting it. I highlighted it and I press Ctrl B. Ctrl B is to be bold, but you can also find it somewhere here. If you go to home and go to text, I don't know if you can see this text, and click B, it will be bold. Now I want to, let's add a subtitle, and let's say the easy way, right? Now I want to show you how you can add animation to this. But before we do that, let's add another page. Let's say this page, we call it part 1. What not to do. Then we have another page called part 2. Remember how to add page. If you want to add page, you come to the left hand side, right click, and then go to new slide. If you want to add a slide, you go to left hand side, right click, and click slide. Okay, so we have what not to do and we have what to do. Some people are still saying no audio. Can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, say I can hear you. Type I can hear you. Because some people are saying no audio. I don't know why. If you can hear me, type I can hear you. I think it should be working by now. Okay, let's roll. If you can hear me, I want to know that you can hear me so that we can roll. Can you hear me? All right, let's move forward, please. So now these are the animations you can add. You can add this animation. See, if I add this animation now and I want to view it, I'll go to slideshow. I'll go to from beginning. Please give me a sec. I'll be with you shortly. All right, I'm back. Okay, so let me show you. You now go to slide. Once you get to slide, go to from beginning. Let me show you the effects. You can see the effect we just added. Let me add a more dramatic effect so that you can see. Remember, you go to you go to animations and select the particular animation you want. Let's select this animation. Come over here, select this animation. Then go to slideshow and view it. You can see the effect. If you can see the effect, type I can see the effect. Now, if you want to go out of this place, check your laptop. You will see escape. Just click escape and you will go out of this place. Then go back to home so that we can continue our designs. This is page 1. All right. It's good you are hearing me. This is page 1. So we've talked about the home. We've talked about animation and how you can add certain effects to your PowerPoint presentation. There are so many effects that you can add to your PowerPoint presentation. You should know about all of these effects and the one that suits your purpose, the one that you want to use or the one that you want to do. So it's not everything that you really want to put here, but that is how it is. Where do you find animation? Somebody asked. If you want to find animation, go to animations here. I don't know if this thing can show you where I'm pointing at. There is animations. When you get to your PowerPoint presentation, you will see home, you will see insert, you will see design, you will see animations. When you get to animations, then you select the animations you are seeing. There are samples of animations there. So you just select the sample that you want to show and you experiment with it. Now, when you want to view your slide, you go to slideshow. Once you click slideshow, you can view from the beginning or you can view from the current slide. You can view from the beginning or you can view from the current slide. Now, remember that because of our time and because of the nature of this training, there are things we cannot say everything, but I will tell you the ones that are more important. Okay, the things that you need to know. The rest are things that you can do without or you will learn over time. So back to what I was talking about. We've talked about the home. We've talked about animations. I've talked about the slideshow, which is where you literally play the shows and see the effects for yourself. And if you want to leave this place, you click exit. With exit, you should be able to leave. Now, when we talk about insert is where you can see where you can insert pictures. If you click on pictures, it will take you inside your system. Now you have to select where the pictures are. Is it in the desktop? Is it in the downloads? Is it in the recent places? Is it in the documents and all of that? My pictures are in the pictures. So I go to pictures and I select my photo and then I say insert and it simply inserts it. Now the good thing about this place is that you can drag the picture, you can drag it lower, you can drag it higher, you can drag it lower until it fits. You can also carry the picture by, if you click and hold on the picture, then you can move your mouse or your cursor. Once you are moving your mouse, you can see that the picture is now moving until you find the perfect look or the perfect place, the perfect location for your picture. And you can also add some effect to your picture by going up here. You can see the effects that I'm adding to my picture. These are the effects that I'm adding to the picture. You can see it on the screen. Even the circle effect, you can see this kind of effect. I like this. So I'm going to leave this. Okay, I'm going to make part 2 bold. Remember how to make it bold. All right. So if you are still following, please leave a comment so that I know you are still following. If you are still following, leave a comment. If you are missing out something, leave a comment. If you are enjoying the class, you also leave a comment. Okay? If you're not enjoying the class, leave prayer points. Don't leave comments. Great. All right, so the next thing I want to show you now is how you can make your text better. how you can make your text better. First thing, you must select the entire text that you want to change. So I'm going to select all this text. The first thing we're going to do is, how can you change your font? The font is the style or the type of alphabet character that you want to use. So here we are using Calibri headings, but I love to use a character called Aharoni. But there are so many others you might want to use. You might want to use this one called Ablanca. These things came with the program, so I didn't install any special fonts. I'm not a fan of installing special fonts because I like to keep it simple. We can use this one, and then you can change the font size. You can see where they wrote size here. Make sure you are at home. For you to do this, you must be at home. You cannot be in any of these other places and be able to touch the text. So you click home. Once you click home, you will see all these options. Now I'm going to increase the font size to maybe 60. And when I do, I'm going to touch up the holder so that the thing will fit in perfectly. I'll have to touch up all these things. How you do this is you click and hold and drag. Click, hold. Don't just click and leave. Click and hold it and then drag it. Now you can see that I've selected the text. I've made the text bigger. I can now select all the text again. How to select all the text? Simply click on the body of the text and click Ctrl A. Now Ctrl A means to select all. So if you don't want to select all, if you want to select only soup, you might want to use your hand to do it by yourself. But if you want to select all, use Ctrl A, select everything, go to home, and then let's change color. You can see this side. It says font color. We can change it to something like this color. Let me see if there are comments. Following. That's good. Following. Olushola David, good. Phillips, it's good to see you. You are following well. You are doing well. Okay. So you change the color. This is how you change the color. And then you can come up here and highlight everything again. Go to home and change it to italics. Italics is for the thing to be slant. You can see now. It is now slant. If you can see it, it is now slant. But before it was straight. It was standing tall. Now I have turned it to italics and it is now slant. Okay. Now we come over to this side and we can drag this thing a little down. You can see I'm dragging from this point. I'm not carrying the entire text. I'm dragging from this point. So you can drag it like this. You can also drag it like this. This is how you drag it and get the results that you want. So you keep on dragging until you get the kind of setting that you want, or until you put it to the way you want it to look. Sorry, excuse me. All right. All right. So now we've done the changing of the font style and the font size. What more can we do? We can go to home and we can decide to give it shadow. We can decide to give our text shadow. Look at this S here. With this S, you can give shadow. You can see the shadow now. It makes it to be bold. It makes the text to be bold and to come out. So if your background is not really crisp, you might want to use shadow to make it bold and to make it to come out. Okay. Another thing you can do is when you go there, you can go to home. Remember to go to home. If you want to touch text, you must go to home. You can add underline. You can add underline, and you can also remove underline by simply clicking on the underline, right? You can also change the case of your sentence. Do you want it to be all uppercase? You click uppercase. If you want it to be lowercase, you also click lowercase. Each one you click will affect the way the characters of the text are going to be. Okay? Please, if you are following, let me know. If you're enjoying the class, also let me know. If you have questions, just drop it there. If you are missing something, I will attend to them. Now, I've talked about how you can affect the text by simply affecting the color or the nature of the text. The next thing is, how can I get some icons? If I'm designing something like a business presentation, where do I get certain icons to demonstrate what I'm talking about? The place is called insert. If you can hear me, type insert so that people who are following can also do that. You go to insert, you're going to see picture, you're going to see clip art, you're going to see album. Album is when you want to add different pictures. And then you're going to see shapes. You can go to shapes now. I went to shapes. I'm going to borrow this shape and I'm going to draw. Once you click on the shape, on the particular icon that you like, you now come out and draw on top of the stuff by clicking and holding and dragging it. Let me delete so that you see what I did. I went to insert. I clicked on the shapes. I got a shape by simply clicking on that shape. And then you can see the shape sign is there. I now went and clicked and dragged it. Now, when you drag it, you can also go to format and change the color of the shape. But for you to do that, you have to go to format so that you can format the shape. So here, I will change the color of the shape. And I can drag the shape smaller, bigger, just like that. If you want to turn the shape, you can also click on this particular green button here and turn the shape. Then you can drag it up so that it looks nice, because when you are designing, you have to design with your sense. You cannot afford to design rubbish. Okay? All right. This is it. And then I will now go and add animation to this icon so that the icon will be beaming. In order to do that, I go to animations. Do you remember animations? I go to animations. Sorry, not animations. When I go to animations, I'll go to this place. You can see this place where they wrote animate. I'll go to animate and I can do to fly in. I can do to wipe. I can do to fade. Please watch the red icon. That is what I'm affecting now. I'm not affecting the entire body. This one affects the entire body. This one up here, this one affects the entire body of your design. But this one affects the specific content. When you go to animation, this one by the left-hand side, upper side, you can see animation here. It said no animate, no animation. In that animate, you can add some effects there. Okay? And then don't forget to save your documents immediately you are starting by pressing Control S. Control S. And then give your document a title. My own is how to prepare a goosey soup. We now save. That is it. All right. All right. I can see some of you are still following. Now, the next thing to do, the next thing on the list is to borrow another icon. If you are designing and you need some icons, go to Insert, go to Shapes. There is what they call Smart Arts. This is Smart Arts. Click on it and you can find some Smart Arts. You can find some Smart Arts. These are lists. If you want a list of Smart Arts, if you want processes, these ones demonstrate processes. These ones demonstrate cycle. This one demonstrates hierarchy. If you want to talk about your company hierarchy, you can just click this one and then create a new page. Oh, it's already pasted in that page. And then you can add CEO. Then come over here and add manager. Come over here and add supervisor. Come over here and add secretary. Come over here and add admin. So for those of you who are designing something that requires you to give a structure or something, this is what you're going to use to do it. Okay, this is what you're going to use to do it. Let's create a new page here by right clicking here and going to new slide. When we get to this new slide, we're going to go to insert, and under insert we're going to go to smart art. Under smart art, you have to find what you are looking for. Make sure to scroll around and be creative with what you are looking for. If you want to provide direction, for instance, forward and backward, you might find it here. You see this sign. If you like this sign, you can just say okay. And once you get this sign, you can now double click inside of it and write forward. Double click inside of here and write, I don't know why I'm even misplacing it, but this is forward and backward. Hopefully it was supposed to be backward and forward, right? So that is the use of inserts and what you can use it for. If you are still following me, please drop a comment. I want to be sure that you are following and you are getting value for watching. Again, we create a new slide. We go to insert. That is where we are. There's what they call charts. A chart is simply something that shows you a graphical representation of an idea. Is a chart. A chart also helps you to graphically represent something that you want to explain. If you want to explain that something is bigger or larger than something, or something is rising, and you want to put it in a chart so that people can see, they can visualize what you're talking about, then you use these charts. You can see templates, you can see columns, you can see line, because there are different charts. You can see pie. If you know about pie chart, this is pie chart here. So depending on what you want to design, I might select this pie chart and it will show on my screen. So whatever information I fill in this place, the computer will automatically create the correct pie chart for it, for me. Whatever I create. So if you are going here, that means you understand all these things and you know how to, maybe you know all the figures. You can simply put the figures here. The computer will give you a graphical representation of whatever it is that you are working on. That is it for pie chart. And there are so many other kinds of charts that you can find there. When you go to charts, you can see the surface, you can see stock, you can see donuts, you can see bubble, you can see radar, you can see different things that you can make use of depending on what you are designing and how you want to go about it. I hope you are still following. Olushola, what didn't you get? The organization design is for people who want to design a structure. Depending on your presentation, you want to give a structure for what you are designing. So you can use that. You can get something like this by, okay, let's create a new page. You create a new page, you go to insert, you go to smart, and then you can see where there are so many smart art graphics that you can use. So you just look for the one that is suitable for your vision or for your presentation, and you select that one. So you must not select the one I selected. I'm just telling you what you can do. You can look for hierarchy. Under hierarchy, you find there are so many types that you might want to use. Whichever one it is, just make sure that it is in line with what you want to present so that you can fill up the information appropriately. So that's what I'm explaining. All right. So this is what we are having. This is what our stuff looks like. The next thing I want to briefly explain this night is I've explained the picture, I've explained clip art. There is also table in case you want to create a table. We have a table here. You just have to go below this and go to new slide, go to insert, click table, select the kind of table. You can see the tables are creating themselves, whether you want to do. So here now, assuming you want to write name, phone number, and address. That is what you can use this for. Name, phone, address. depending again on what your presentation is about. If none of this applies to your presentation, then there is no need for you to go to that extra mile. Please, if you are following, do leave a comment so that I know you are following. All right. So I've talked about insert and I've talked about home. I've talked about design and how you can use design to choose a theme for your design. You can choose any of these themes for your design. And I've also talked about animation. Now, when you come to animation, you can do full body animation, which animates the entire design that you did. Or you can just select the particular thing you want to animate. And instead of selecting full body animation, you can come to animate. This animate will now enforce or apply the animation to the objects that you have selected. There is also the slideshow. Under the slideshow, you can start from the beginning to watch your entire slide, which is what I'm doing right now. Escape. Or you can also start from a specific page to watch your slideshow. You go to from current page, and then it will start from that page. Escape to leave. Don't worry about review. Review is if maybe you are conscious of your spelling. You can come to review and type and click on spelling and add it. You can see it's telling me that egusi is wrong. So the computer does not know that egusi is not actually wrong. There is such a word as egusi. It's just not an English word. But the thing is, you might not want to do review because I encourage you to design, to make your write-ups on Microsoft Word. Make sure that if you have any write-up to do, you should do it on Microsoft Word, and then carry the write-ups and start your design on PowerPoint. PowerPoint is for design. It's not for writing. So you don't want to do your writing on PowerPoint. Instead, you want to do your writing on Microsoft Word and then copy it, edit everything you want to edit on Microsoft Word, then copy it, come to PowerPoint, and then use PowerPoint to create your presentation. Now, having said that, I am going to read out some presentation and PowerPoint design rules for you. Once I finish reading out these rules, we're going to do a simple 5-page PowerPoint design. I'm going to be explaining everything I'm doing during that time. Please pay attention when I'm doing that, and also participate with me when I'm doing that. Okay, follow me as I'm doing that. Just be doing your own. Right? I wasn't hoping to come on camera, but right now I can see my face on camera. Great. So just join me, okay? Don't mind my face. Just focus on your own system and then practice what I'm showing you. And let's see how it goes. So we're going to read some design rules. I'm going to read some of my design rules for you. I titled them my PowerPoint rules. So these rules are the things that I teach, the things that I do, the things that I believe you should do, especially if you want to have a very great PowerPoint presentation. Rule number 1, keep the words short and bold enough. Use fonts for readability, not just for fanciness. So here is what the rules are saying, that you should use words that are short and bold. So let me give you an example. Instead of using something like this, we're removing all of this. Okay, let me create another slide. Right click, new slide. If you use so many words on your PowerPoint, it becomes crowded. You can see how crowded it is. People cannot remember what you are writing because everywhere is crowded. Instead of doing this, what you need to do instead is to use some bold words, reduce the words, put only the points that are important so that you have something to say. Okay, your PowerPoint is just a reminder of the most important point. It is not the entire presentation in itself. So Make sure that what you are putting there is just the point, while you focus on sharing the actual information that you want to share with the audience. That is rule number one. Rule number two is to choose readable colors and background. There are colors you should not use on certain backgrounds. Something like yellow color, you will notice that sometimes if you use yellow color to type something, people will not be able to see what you typed. So let's do an example. This is an example. This is an example. We're going to change the color of this text to yellow. What you will notice is that you will not be able to read it. I don't know if you're noticing that. You will not be able to read it. Why? Because the color is yellow, and yellow is not so good. Yellow is not so good because it is not strong enough, especially on a white background. So what you can do is either you change the background to something like black, where the yellow can be stronger, or you change the color to something like black so that people can be able to read it. We have black, we have blue. These are colors you can change it to. We have dark blue, we have different colors. We have purple that you can change it to. We have green. These colors might be more readable than just yellow and other. Look at other colors here that I don't even know what to call them. These colors, you will not be able to use them to get people's attention. It will be so blurry that people will be even falling asleep when you're making your presentation. So keep it strong. Use a strong color so that people can understand and follow you during your presentation. The next thing is to use pictures and GIFs. If you use pictures and GIF, then you'll be able to capture people's attention. So how can I use pictures and GIF in my presentation? Right now, I'm going to go to another web page and I'm going to type the picture that I want to use. I'll type egusi soup. It will open. Then I will go to images. You go to your browser, you type of course the topic or whatever that you are speaking on, and then you go to images. It will bring out all the images. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Can you see it? Who wants to eat tonight? All right, so I'm going to choose this because this is quite impressive. I'll click on it, then I'll right click, and then I'll say save image as. I'll select where I want it to save. I'll select pictures because I love to save at pictures. Then I will name it Egusi, and then I'll save. So now I'll go back to my PowerPoint slide where I am teaching about how to eat egusi. Now inside the slide, you can see picture. You can see insert picture, or I can simply go to insert, click picture, go to the same place where I have posted the picture or saved the picture. Then I'm going to click on it and insert it. I've inserted this picture. I can drag it to my taste or move it to where I want it to be. Anything that exceeds this white line cannot be seen when you are projecting. Anything that exceeds this white line. So if this thing exceeds this white line, when I am projecting, you cannot see it. You can only see what is within the line. You can only see what is within the view space. So if you want anything to be seen, make sure it is inside the view space. If you don't want it to be seen, for instance, there is a brand on this picture. I'm going to bring it down so that it won't be seen. And then I'm going to increase this so that when I finally go to my slide and view from current, you won't be able to see it anymore. So what you are seeing right now is what I want you to see. Does that make sense? If this makes sense, please say I'm following if you are still following. Olushola David, thank you for following. It's good to see you. I want to see those who are following, please, so I can continue. All right. So now I've talked about how to get images. What about how to get GIFs? If you want to get GIFs, I will show you what a GIF is in case if you don't know what it is. Just watch this video, you see it for yourself. If you want to get GIF, all you need to do is to type, a word that shows, that demonstrates what you want to show. For instance, I can say eating. I'll say eating. Then I'll end it with GIF on my browser. It will bring, then I'll go to images. So these are GIFs. Now let me click one of it so that you see what it will look like. I just clicked one of it. Did you see what is happening? So these are like pictures, but they are animated pictures. They have reactions and all that, and they can be quite funny. For instance, this one. You can see? That's rather disgusting. But look at this. You can see. So maybe I want to show someone eating, and I want to talk about how delicious the egusi soup is. I can just right click and then I'll go to save as. I'll save it with under pictures. Then I'll come to my presentation, my PowerPoint presentation. I'll go to insert. I'll go to pictures or picture. Then I'll look for gear. Look at it here. I will insert. Once I insert, I'm going to bring it here. Then draw it so that it will be bigger. Now, when you do this, because this is a GIF, it is reactive, but you're not seeing it. But when I play the slide, you begin to see it. So at this point, you cannot be saying whatever you want to say in your presentation. You can just be saying what you want to say, because you've added, maybe you want to talk about people that like eating. So you just leave it here and continue talking. You don't need to type eating and all that. It will make your presentation more interesting because people are captivated by things like this. Some people will find it funny. Some people will be wondering what that girl has to do with your presentation. Either way, it depends on how creative you are with what you are doing. Great. So the next thing, I already talked about using pictures and GIFs, and I've showed you how you can do that. The next thing is don't overload your slide with too many animations. Don't overload your slide with too many animations. If you look at this, my slide, it is overloaded with so many animations. Let me show you what my slide looks like. There's animation here, there's animation here, there's animation here. You don't want to do that in real life, especially if you are doing a business presentation or an important presentation. You really don't want to fill your slide with so many animations. Keep your animations minimal. If possible, leave animations out of it. The only time you need animation is when you are using icons like this, and maybe you want to point at an important thing. For instance, you want to point at maybe money manager or something. Then it is okay to use animation so that people will know that there is emphasis on that particular thing. If not, don't put so many animations. Then if you're talking to young people or children or teenagers, then you might want to use lots of animation because they might find it interesting. But if you're talking to adults, then you really don't need so much animations. The next presentation rule is to remember the 10-20-30 rule. 10-20-30 rule it means to present, this is where I am, just in case you can't see it. It means to present 10 slides in 20 minutes using a 30 font on each slide. Present 10 slides in 20 minutes using a 30-point font on each slide. What that means is that in your entire slide, you're going to have only 10 slides. I have here 8. So imagine you have 30 minutes presentation or 40 minutes presentation and your slides are only 10. Okay. Of course, you won't do this for longer presentations. We are talking about shorter presentations here. You keep it to 10. Now in that 10, you will make sure that each of the slide, you're going to spend about 20 minutes to talk about the entire stuff in the slide. Now, this is for people who are pitching anyway. That means you're going to be spending 2 minutes per slide. So you put up a slide about us. You just spend 2 minutes to talk about you. Second slide, what we are into. You take 2 minutes to talk about what you are into. Third slide, how much we are looking for. That is for people who are doing business pitching, because I coach people who are doing business pitching. The next slide is how much we are looking for. The next slide is what we want the money for. The next slide is, so that is how all these slides are purposeful, and you're not just using unnecessary animations on such slides. The next thing is to make sure that any point you are using will be limited, so that you can increase the font of your points, so that the point will be readable. Let me give you another instance using what I already wrote here. If you look at, oh, I've removed the text. If we have some text here, let me copy some text from this place. We have some text here. We come over here, we create a new page, and we put this text. Now, this text is too big. It's too much that many people will not be able to read it. And even if they can read it, it is a lot. So what you can do is limit the number of texts and then increase the fonts to somewhere around 30 or more. In that case, a lot of people will be able to read it. So me, I normally increase to about 45, so that anybody sitting at the back seat during my presentation can be able to read what I wrote on the PowerPoint, because it is very important. Hello, oh, Stephen. Stephen, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining in. We are still on this. We are still on PowerPoint, though. And I'm talking about the rules that you need to follow. The rules you need to follow. The next thing is to adhere to the 166 rule. The 166 rule is simple. It says you should put your main idea and not more than 6 bullet points and a maximum of 6 words. So how you do that? Here is where you write the main point. The main point is to buy the ingredients. This can be a main point. Then I'm going to add bullet points. In buying the ingredients, of course, go to the right market. Second point, whatever it might be. Third point, in order to get down, you click enter. Enter. So make sure that you don't have more than 6 points under a main point. That is what they are saying. Make sure you don't have more than 6 bullet points under the main point. But for me, what I advise business people who are doing presentations to do is make sure you have only 3 points on a single slide. A single slide should not have more than 3 points, but this is strictly for people who are presenting for business purposes. If you are presenting for other reasons, you can experiment with something bigger. But if you are doing business presentation, you don't want to crowd the audience with so much information. So keep it brief, keep it to 3, and everything will turn out fine. The last thing I want to talk about is to keep your designs uniformed. Keep your designs uniformed. In other words, don't turn your designs into a color riot. Let me see those who are still following. If you are still following, say I am following. Don't turn your designs into a color riot. Make sure that your designs are uniformed, okay? Make sure that your designs are uniformed. If you are using green, use green and one other color consistently. Don't use more than 2 colors in your design. It will make your design to look like where children are playing. And if you're talking to adults, adults don't like too many color riots. So you don't want to do color riots. Use colors that match with what you want to talk about. If you're talking about Nigeria, for instance, or you're talking about agriculture, use green. And then use other colors that go with that color. Don't come and use red, use blue, use green, use purple. That's not how to do a design. Okay? Make sure that everything you are doing is also intentional. Avoid color riots. So that's as basic as it could be. If you can see me and you can hear me, please leave a comment. I want to hear what you have to say. And I want to follow your comments and know that you are getting value from what I'm sharing. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to design a PowerPoint from scratch. And I want you to follow what I am doing, because I'm going to be telling you what I'm doing each step of the way. Okay, now we close and we get there. We're going to create a new file by clicking Ctrl N. It opens a new file. We're going to call this How to Be a Good Person. That's the topic. Now, the teacher of this topic is Mr. You, because you are the one teaching. Now, we're going to save it by clicking Ctrl S. And we're going to save it where we can remember. Make sure you know where you are saving your document. Click on Save. Now, we're going to create a new slide. We right-click by the side, by the left-hand side, and we click New Slide. Now here, because we are teaching how to be a good person, we want to make this bigger. So we'll select everything by clicking Ctrl A after we have clicked on the text. So we click Ctrl A, we go to Home, and we make it bold. You can see this bold here, or Ctrl B. We go to Home, we increase the font size to 80, and then we drag this one by clicking and holding it down. So now we can also touch up this a little bit, Now we have how to be a good person. Let me see who is following. Great. I've seen who is following. All right, so now we've seen how to be a good person. Now we're going to give it color. We go to Home. We come over to this place. You're going to see color. We select. Let's give it dark blue color. Great. Now, because we are talking about how to be a good person, the first point will be, I don't know, give people, right? Then the next thing is, okay, what will you give people? Give people respect. These are my bullet points. Give people money. Give people love and kindness. Give people peace of mind. And then I am going to add pictures to make these things fine. But I don't have a picture, so I'll go to my Google. I'll go to my browser, and I will type in my browser, give. I'll type give to see if I'll find something on give. I'll go to images. You can see here, I've found some images on giving. I'll just scroll to find the one that suits my purpose, and I'll select this one. Once I select, I'll right-click on the image, and after I click, I'll click on Save As. I'll make sure it saves where I can find it, and I'll give it a name. The name is what? Give. I'll save. Then I'll go back to my PowerPoint, and then I'm going to go to Insert. After clicking around this place where I want to post it, I'll go to Insert. I'll go to Pictures, and I'll look for Give. This is give, and then I'll insert it. Then I'll carry it and place it appropriately to where I want to have it be. Then I'm going to also make these things bold so that somebody can see it. But now I don't want these things to come out all at once. I want them to come out one after the other when I'm making my presentation. So I'm going to select the entire text, go to animation, go to the animation by the side called animate. Then I'm going to make it list. It says come out at once by list, right? By first level paragraphs. So I'm going to click on this first level paragraph. You can see this one. You can see this type. But I don't like all these ones. I'll go to first level paragraph. I'll select it. So when I show my slide, current page, you're not going to see anything. I'll be talking, and then I'll say, what can we give to people? Number one, we give them respect. Number two, we give them money. I'm clicking down. That is why it's showing. Number three, we give them love and kindness. We give them peace of mind. So how was I able to do this? By selecting all the text and going to animation and going to animate and putting it by first level paragraphs. That's how you do it. Now, the second point, how to be a good person, of course, is to never hurt anyone. To never hurt anyone. Here now, I will add some points like love and care, stay out of trouble, greet people. Now, mind you, I'm just creating all these things for the sake of the training. Greet people. Now, I'm going to set it up. Here, I want to use a GIF for love. So I'm going to go to my browser. I will type mad love. I'm not sure what I'm going to see. Then I'll add GIF. Okay. So here we have a man that is hitting his chest. I don't think he portrayed what I want. So I'm going to use only love. Love GIF. And here we have a cartoon. And I think they are both hugging each other in love. So I'm going to save this one. Save as love. Then I'll come to my PowerPoint again. Click the space where I want to add it. So it shows me the line. And then I go to insert, go to pictures, look for love, and download it there. And then I can expand it bigger and place it the way I want it to be. Then I'm going to highlight all the text, go to animation, and make it first level paragraphs so that it will be coming out all at once. Now, to show you what I have done, I'll click on slideshow. And then you can see love and care, stay out of trouble, greet people. I will save. So let me see those who are still following. All right, if you are still following, please leave a comment, say I'm following, I'm following, I'm following. I want to see those who are still following. Say I'm following. Great. Great. Okay, so now having designed these 3 pages PowerPoint presentation, I'll go to slideshow and say from beginning, how to be a good person, give people respect, money, love and kindness, peace of mind, never hurt anyone, love and care, stay out of trouble, greet people. How can I add a video clip to my PowerPoint presentation? Maybe I want to show people a video clip. Simply come here, open a new page or a new slide. Here you can add media clip. You can see it from here. So just click on that, select the video. I have some videos here. This is I think that's John Dreer. I don't know. Okay, look at the video that I added here. So if I go to slideshow and current show, that is the video. Oh, it's a beautiful video. All right. So you can see I was able to add a video clip to my presentation. Maybe I want to talk about something. Maybe I want to talk about gifts. Now, what if I want to point at this person? I can simply go to insert, go to shapes, carry this icon here, drag it big, go to formats, give it a red color because I want it to look like danger or something. I want people to pay attention to it. And then I will drag this ball here until I get the position I want. Then I'm going to animate this. By going to animation, go to animate, and then make it something like this or like this. I think like this is much better. Something like this. So when I start my presentation, it is going to show this way. It's going to show like this. You see? And then once I click on this, the video will start playing, or the clip will start playing once I click on it. There are so many things you can do. There are so many things you can do on PowerPoint, but these are the basic things that I believe you should be able to do this night. I want you to be able to do this simple thing that I talked about this night. So here is what we are going to do. I want you to design your own PowerPoint presentation, and I want you to send it to me on my WhatsApp contacts. I want you to send me your PowerPoints presentation for review. Okay, so I want you to send me your PowerPoint presentation for review. Let me see what we can be able to add or change. That is my WhatsApp number. So please, before you send me this, make sure you have gone through the courses and you have learned the stuff that I talked about. And right now you want to be able to do it for yourself. Use everything that I taught you today. Try the things that I talked about. There are so many things I've showed you already. These things are basic, but these are just as much as you need. You don't need to be a complicated designer. The more simpler you keep it, the better. The simpler you keep it, the better for you. So keep it very simple. Keep it very straight to the point. Make sure that you design with pictures and animations because they are the best things to use in your design. Do not overcrowd your PowerPoint design with so many irrelevant texts. Keep your text in your head, but then design with few PowerPoint, with few text, so that you can focus on teaching and not the people reading your text. Okay, I've seen people that make that mistake of bringing so many text into their presentation, and the audience ends up reading your text as if they are reading a book and they're not listening to you. Keep your PowerPoint presentation very simple and straight to the point. And if you can, look for very funny videos or very funny clips or very funny GIFs and use them in your PowerPoint when you are talking about something. An example is what I did here. You can see I didn't use GIF here. So let me add GIF somewhere around here. Go to pictures, go to this. So let's say I want to talk about kids and their eating habits. I don't have to write it. I can simply leave it here and say, hey, I want to talk about kids and eating habits. While this is playing, the mind of the audience will be more engaged because they are trying to connect what I'm saying with a GIF. So these are, and some other ways are the best ways you can design your PowerPoint in as quickly as possible. If you have other questions, please drop it to me in the comment section. This is the end of tonight's class. If you have questions, drop it in the comment section. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see the subscribe button somewhere around the video. Click on subscribe so that you can get more videos from me and so that you can watch my other videos in the future and so that you can get notifications. You can also activate your notifications so that you can be getting things from me. If you have questions, please drop it right now because we are closing at this point. We are closing at this point. Okay? We're closing at this point. If you have questions, if you have something to say, please drop it. This will be the end of tonight's class. Thank you so much for coming around. Olushola David, thank you for coming. You really asked a lot of questions, and I thank you for participating. Stephen, thank you for participating. Phillips, thank you for participating. Ogochukwu Prosper, thank you for participating. See you guys in the next class, and I wish you success with your presentation and PowerPoint. Bye for now.